everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm quite excited. I have a few announcements before we get to the reading for this week. I'm going to be starting to do meditation classes locally here in Sudbury, so if you live here, feel free to come and check it out if you feel guided to. I think I'm going to hold these on Friday nights. Not everything's confirmed yet, the times aren't confirmed yet. I'm thinking 5 or 6 in the afternoon, probably 5. Depending on people's schedules and stuff like that. So this is going to be basically a group meditation / relaxation session. It's not only a meditation, so it's not like come sit and meditate for an hour and, because I don't really think I could do that either, lead a whole hour of meditation. So it's basically time to unwind from your crazy week. I know that a lot of people, by the time even the middle of the week hits, they're like, oh my god, I'm ready for the weekend. So, and people are busy on the weekends too, right? We fill up all of our hours on the weekends to get stuff done that we didn't have time to do during the week. So I think it's really important to have some time, probably on a Friday night, even if it's before you go out or whatever, to just connect back to yourself, take inventory of your life and where you are and how you're feeling, that kind of thing. Just kind of relax and breathe and focus again and get realigned with your higher self, which you can do at any time, but it just really helps if you're centered and focused and grounded in a small group, and you're practicing breathing and doing kind of a meditation. It's probably not even going to be an hour. I would say like half an hour, 45 minutes. It doesn't have to take up that much time. It's just really nice to take a breather and collect yourself, if you will. So stay tuned for that. If you're interested, please email me at justines.stream. Justines.stream. Yes, I said that correctly. at gmail.com. And, keep me updated on what you'd like to see me do or what you're interested in, and I'm more than willing to hear you guys out and see what you'd like to hear from me, whether it's a YouTube video or a class or what have you. So I'd like to do some more group stuff. I just feel like a group energy is just really, really powerful. So I think that's going to be really fun. And it'll probably be like $10 or like a donation of $10 suggested thing. But I'll keep you posted on that. Definitely going to do something for Valentine's Day because I really feel it's important to acknowledge ourselves on Valentine's Day, and it's very commercial like many of our holidays are, and I think it's really, really important to realize and remember that the stem of all of our relationships and friendships is within us, and connecting to our higher self, to source, to spirit, to God, to angels, to whoever you want to refer to, right? So it's really important to connect to that, I feel, and I think that's going to be a really great opportunity. Kind of the same thing as my normal meditation classes will be. It will be time to breathe and center and focus on the light and love that we are, and remember that we're all one and we're all connected, and do like a quick meditation, and yeah, that'll be another fun thing to do for Valentine's Day. So anyways, getting to the reading for this week, I feel like I need to use the Animal Spirit Guide cards, which I was reminded of by my friend Whitney. So thank you, Whitney, for reminding me that I had those cards because I haven't pulled them out in a while. I was doing a reading every month for, like a monthly reading. Whoa, that was crazy energy there. Using these cards. I've just been so busy, guys. I'm so sorry. I try really hard to get these videos out every week, and then trying to do a monthly one, for some reason, it never gets done anymore. Maybe I'll try to do that this year. But anyways, I'm going to use those cards, and I'm also going to use the Flower Therapy deck and combine them, do a double reading as I've done before if you've seen my videos, when you read vertically for the beginning, middle, and end of the week. Last week was really accurate, I found. Not like I'm never accurate or anything, but last week really stood out to me. So I was even referring back to my reading throughout the week, so that's always something you can do too, is even write it down whenever comes up, and then as you're going along in the week, it's like, oh yeah, that aligns with the reading that was said at the beginning of the week. So just a suggestion, Anyways, just remember that there's no right or wrong. That's a huge message I feel like I have to share today, is just to trust yourself, and that goes for everything. That's going to be the same for my meditation classes. Like, I may have a general idea of what the topic is going to be, but it's going to change every week, and it's going to be very much in alignment with what I feel and what we all feel in the group at that time. And that's what I think it's all about, is just trusting yourself and going with the flow and staying in the flow. And that's what Justine Street is all about. I just don't think that it should be overly planned or forced. So, same with card readings. You know, I might even start my meditation classes off with a card reading to kind of get a sense of what the message is for that day, you know? Why not? And though these are animal spirit guide cards and flower therapy cards, again, the labels don't really matter. You know, this is all about connecting to your higher self always. This is always about self-care, whether they're angel cards, whether they're tarot cards, whether they're animal cards, whether they're flower cards, whether they're mermaid cards, you know, it doesn't matter what they are. And of course every deck is different and is beautifully unique. Essentially, we need to just drop the labels and, you know, go towards whatever deck calls you. If you're looking at a huge set of decks, you know, then pick one, whichever one that you're guided to, and you can't go wrong. It's always about messages that are going to be here to benefit you. So, for the beginning of this week, we have, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's a bit dark. Let's try to focus here. No, I'm all white. It says, you are healed. Let me try to focus here again. Okay. It says, the healing you've prayed for is on its way. To go along with that, we have the blue heron. Oh, and the flower for this, by the way, is the marigold. Marigold? Yes. And the blue heron message to go along with that is, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. It's kind of what I'm saying here, folks, is that's exactly what I'm feeling, you know. You have to do what's right for you and what feels right for you. And I've really been feeling this over this past week. To get into a little story, hopefully it's not going to run too long here in this video, but basically there are some people that just always are going to bring up your flaws, your past, your pains, and try to direct you in a certain way or try to push you in a certain way. And we naturally want to run in the other direction when other people try to force us to do something. Right? Am I right? When you have someone coming up to you and saying, hey, meet this person, hey, go do this, you have to go do this. When people tell me that I have to go do something, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We never have to do anything. We have free will, and it's up to us to do what we need to do, and we always, always, always know inside what's right for us, and what someone else thinks is right for you may not be right for you, you know, and maybe it is, but you have to connect to yourself and take a moment to see what feels right. And if something feels wrong to you, then it's so important for you to trust that. So without going into the full story, that's kind of the thing that I've been feeling within this past week. And also, remembering that you're healed. Okay, so this is something that's been coming up for me a lot lately as well. Because, again, we focus on our hurts and our past and our pains and this and that. And we pray for help, or we ask the universe for help, or we ask our angels for help, or whatever. If we can get to that point, that's huge, first of all, because sometimes we don't even ask. So how are we supposed to receive if we don't ask, right? Remember the law of free will, as I mentioned. So if you're asking, if you got to the point where you're asking for help, we have to be willing to receive help. And the help is always on its way from the universe in some way or another. And it all starts with the thought that healing is on its way and that we are healed. And I'm going to do a separate video on this probably right after this video because it's something I feel I have to do. But there's a difference between focusing on your problems constantly, and I've said this before, and feeling like you're this damaged person and just saying focus on that and choosing consciously to stay in a negative state and to have negative thoughts. There's a difference between that and the other side of things where something is coming up to catch your attention and you're not even consciously choosing to think about it, but whatever it is keeps coming up and you try to push it away and you're trying to think positive, but this thing keeps coming up for you over and over again. That's a different story, because that's something that you have to pay attention to, and it's coming up for you to heal from, right? So I'm going to do a video on that, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, beginning of this week, just, realize that whatever you've prayed for is on its way to you. Any kind of abundance, any kind of guidance you've been asking is on its way to you. So as soon as you accept that idea or that thought, the quicker whatever you're waiting for is going to come to you. And remember again to stand up for what you believe in, to tune into what feels right for you always, no matter how persuasive somebody is about what you should do or who you should meet or who you should date or who you should whatever, who you should start a business with. This always has to come back to you and what feels right for you. And if something doesn't feel right to you, then don't apologize for it. You're very connected to your soul, and you have the abilities, you always have it within you to connect to what's right for you. So remember that. It's a huge message right now. For the middle of the week, we have time to decide. Make a decision now so you can move forward. And to go along with that, we have accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Interesting. That kind of goes along with what I'm saying. Sometimes things will come up for you and you want to resist, but what you resist persists, as they say. So sometimes you just have to accept where you are, and I think a lot of us right now are still trying to adapt to this new year, and I've been having a hard time with this too. It's a totally new energy. The planets are totally in a different alignment, and things are just different right now. It's a new year, and I think we automatically want to get on with our goals and our dreams and our passions and this and that, because it's the new year and we want to just be one-track mind and just go, 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 go. But it may not be like that right now, and I certainly feel this. I can see where I want to go, but timing is everything. It's absolutely everything, and that's something we have to accept. Instead of fighting that, it's so important to accept where you are right now and how things are right now in this now moment, because that's how it is. You can fight it all you want, but at the end of the day, all we have is right now. So it's great to have goals, and it's great to focus on where you want to go this year, and even in years later. It's great to kind of have an idea of what you love and what you want and where you want to go and what your dreams are and all this stuff, right? But again, everything starts with small steps, and we can only live moment to moment to make our dreams happen. So it's just about really accepting that. And what else was I going to say about the new year? Kind of left me there for a second. But yeah, basically we're in a new year. Like I said, we're all trying to maybe even live up to our own expectations, and we're very harsh with ourselves when we don't meet those expectations, but it's so important to be gentle with yourself. I know a lot of people fall off their wagon, their exercise stuff, it's the new year, everyone wants to get fit, and then by the time next month rolls around, they're over it, and again, it's about staying in the moment and living the best you can, taking things one step at a time. And in terms of another message to go with this, it's time to decide. It says make a decision now so you can move forward. I think the decision we all should be trying to make here is to accept ourselves in the now moment and to accept where things are in the moment. And a delay is not necessarily a denial. To go along with this whole timing thing, just to show you how amazing this is and how critical timing is in terms of everything in the universe, I sent an email out the other day, and I got the weirdest email back. It was one of those postmaster delivery emails. Now, usually when you get one of these emails, it says, that email address that you sent it to is no longer open, or their inbox is full, or just failed to send for whatever reason. Now, this time, I didn't get an email sent back to me. It said, your email is delayed. This is just a warning. You don't need to resend your email. It's just delayed. And I thought, wow, that's basically like the universe saying, hey, we're going to step in here and just delay this message to getting to this person. It's not sent back. It's not like it tried to get there and it didn't get there and it came back to me. I don't have to send another email. It's just slowly getting there, and whenever the time is meant to be to get to this person, it will get there. And it's just so funny because I've never had an email like that before in my life, and it just reconfirms this message that everything comes down to timing. And sometimes we think it's the perfect time for whatever relationship, or we think it's the right time to start a new project, or we think it's the right time for whatever it may be, to move, or to get a new house, or to get a new pet, or to do whatever it is. We may think it's the perfect time. But honestly, if it's not the right time, then it's not the right time. And sometimes we have to just come to grips with that. And again, accept the situation as it is, accept the present moment. And you can resist once again. But all these signs will be coming to you, whether something's meant to happen right now or not. And just because something's not happening right now in this very instant doesn't mean it's never going to happen. That applies to everything, especially dreams and goals and stuff. Things take time and things take patience, and that's something that we just have to learn to accept. And it's difficult sometimes if we want things right now. We live in a world where we have instant gratification, and we've had that for quite some time. It started, I think, probably with cameras and Polaroids. We have that instant photo. The internet, we put something out there, we get an instant reply. Emails, we have our phones, we text, we call. All of these new technologies are coming out, making things so much faster. I'm making a video and I'm putting it out right after. It doesn't take very long at all to do anything these days. And that's great in a lot of ways, but that's not how a lot of things in the universe work. In terms of manifesting, in terms of reaching our goals and our dreams, that's not instant. So things take nurturing, things take practice. Remember watering the plant. You have to water your plant and tend to your plant every day. You can't water your plant one day and never water it again and just expect that there's going to be a huge tree there the next day. And even if you're watering it every single day consistently, again, it takes time for a plant to grow. It's not going to be this huge sprouted thing tomorrow. It takes time. So that's definitely a huge message right now. So let's just keep that in mind. So it's time to decide, yes, what you want, but also time to decide what you can do every single day as a practice that will get you to where you want to go. And for the weekend, we have patience. Does that not fit in with what I just said? It says your prayers have been heard and they are being answered. That's the same as the beginning of the week. It says you are healed. The healing that you prayed for is on its way. The end of the week, same kind of deal. Your prayers have been heard. It's like confirmation here that nobody's ignoring you. I know it can feel like people are ignoring you or that people don't have time for you. The angels always have time for you. The universe always has time for you. God always has time for you. Whoever you want to refer to in terms of the universe, your higher self, always has time for you. And like I just said, with plants, everything in life, whether it's learning to love yourself more. I have a lot of people contacting me lately, and I think that's so wonderful. Some new young women coming to me and asking, how did you get to be where you are today, and how do I love myself, and this and that. And I said, I can't tell you what to do. It's a process, and it's something that's never going to end, and it's going to go on for the rest of your life. It takes practice and it takes patience. And that goes for everything. That goes for your dreams, that goes for your career, that goes for your relationships. Everything takes time to grow. Like I just said, not everything is instant. Relationships aren't instant. Well, I guess in some cases they are, but for the majority of the time, things take time. Good things take time, and patience is really tough sometimes. But just rest assured that everything is being heard. Whatever you're putting out and rippling out to the world, to the universe, is being received, and you're going to be receiving so much abundance back, but it takes patience. And whatever you're praying for, again, any kind of healing, if you're learning to love yourself more, if you're learning to do anything, whatever it is you've been asking for, it is coming your way. So stay open to that and be patient. And to go along with that for the weekend, we have express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. That sounds so fun. A good way to pass the time is, dancing and singing and drumming, any kind of musical healing, or again, just listening to background music as you drive or as you walk or as you jog. Again, these are practices to stay in the present moment, which helps you with your patience, because our patience really gets tested, and I think we run out of patience when we're just sitting and thinking about the future and worrying and this and that, right? That's when we're like, I don't know if anyone's listening to me. Why are people ignoring me? I don't know if my angels are hearing me. I don't know if my prayers are being heard. And we go in this whole spiral process, thoughts like that. But the greatest gifts are delivered to you when you're in the present moment, because when